There's no doubt about it. Being a federal judge is a demanding job, which is what makes the man Dr. Jon LaPook introduces us to all the more remarkable.
My life is just an ordinary life where I've been given responsibility, and I do my best to live up to it.
For someone living an ordinary life, Ronald Gould has wielded more power and surmounted more adversity than most.
I'm Judge Gould. I'll be presiding today.
He's a federal judge on the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals in Seattle, one rung below the U.S. Supreme Court. At 79, he shoulders a full caseload, despite living with progressive multiple sclerosis, a chronic autoimmune disorder of the central nervous system. It's a condition he faces with grit and a healthy dose of humor.
My MS can still throw me an unexpected curveball. But, just take life a step at a time.
Even if you can't actually make the step.
I guess for me it would be a roll of the wheel at a time.
Gould has been exceeding expectations all his life. Magna cum laude at law school, Supreme Court clerk, president of the Washington State Bar Association. But it was during his time as a lawyer in private practice that he first noticed something was wrong.
Did you have a period where you knew the diagnosis, but you didn't want anybody to know?
Yes. I remember walking down the street with one of my law partners. I think he suspected something, so he kept walking faster and faster, and I couldn't keep up.
The secret was out when he started walking with a cane. He soon graduated to a wheelchair and continued his work at the firm until he received an unexpected call.
I was taking a deposition, and a receptionist came in and said to me, Mr. Gould, there's a phone call for you. And I said, well, I can't take a phone call. I'm in a deposition. And the receptionist said, well, I think you'd like to take this. It's from the White House.
He was nominated to the bench by President Bill Clinton.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
And confirmed by the Senate in 1999.
Was there a moment where you thought, am I going to be able to even do this?
I never had that thought.
When he joined the court, Judge Gould could operate his wheelchair himself. Today, this former mountain climber has lost all use of his arms and legs and relies on round-the-clock caregivers.
Good afternoon, and may it please the court.
Unlike fellow circuit judges who travel to hear cases in other cities,
Judge Gould, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
He presides remotely. Over the years, he's mentored a new generation of lawyers, his law clerks like Karla Gilbride.
I always had a lot to say, and from the time I was very young, my parents said, you're going to grow up to be a lawyer, and you're going to win all your cases because the judge will get so tired of listening to you that they'll say, okay, you get whatever you want.
Gilbride, a public interest lawyer in Washington, D.C., has been blind since birth. After clerking for Judge Gould, she became general counsel at the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission in 2023.
I believe in the EEOC's mission with every fiber of my being.
A position she held until President Trump fired her, along with scores of other political appointees, last year. We spoke with her before her firing.
I think Judge Gould is a very focused and energetic person. Having him as a role model helped me to picture that all sorts of things are possible.
Things like arguing before the Supreme Court. Gilbride did that in 2022, an apparent first for a blind lawyer. She spent hours memorizing the justices' voices so she could respond to each by name.
So please get me out of this box that you put me in.
I will try, Justice Sotomayor.
I like to have a cheat sheet with me of the most important cases, and I will usually prepare that one-page cheat sheet in Braille.
So that allowed you to look at the justices and still read your notes at the same exact time.
Right. I think that is where I'm at an advantage compared to some of my sighted colleagues, but I try not to rub it in too much.
She won the case 9-0.
For younger folks who are thinking about perhaps wanting to have a career as a lawyer who have disabilities, I want people to know that all roads are open, and Judge Gould certainly did that for me.
Counsel, I have a question for you.
Yes, Your Honor.
In his quarter century on the bench, Judge Gould's decisions have touched on some of the most pressing issues of the day. A 2008 opinion helped secure the rights of gays in the military 3 years before the repeal of Don't Ask, Don't Tell. In 2017, he was a member of a panel that struck down a travel ban from Muslim-majority countries,
The court's very well aware of the importance of this case.
a decision later reversed by the Supreme Court. And he has written for the majority in cases requiring that cities and businesses make their spaces wheelchair accessible.
Do you think what you've gone through has helped you to gain perspective about those cases that you otherwise might not have?
Possibly. I think I probably already started with a great deal of empathy for others before I ever knew I had MS.
At an age when many of his colleagues have taken senior status, a sort of semi-retirement, Judge Gould has resisted.
Has anybody suggested to you in recent years that maybe you ought to lighten your load a little?
I think I've probably heard that from someone or another.
What's your response been?
My response is, I want to keep working full-time as much as I can, as long as I can. If I couldn't do the work, I would expect my colleagues to tell me.
Until then, Ronald Gould plans to do what he has always done: persevere.
Life gives us all lots of challenges. For me, the important thing is to try to meet those challenges and meet them with optimism and with a positive attitude.